Poland has great weather. It's amazing weather, as you can see on this beautiful day. And right now we're southeast of the main part of the old town, and it's a quiet neighborhood. And you come out here right to the canals and moats that formed the southeast defense of the city of Gdansk. I mean, this water going this way, water going that way. Some of it, I think this is the Motliva, or part of it anyway, that is flowing into the downtown. And you didn't see that. There you go. Somebody cycling madly on their tricycle. And here's the other side of it, and you can get a better idea. This is a lock we're standing on. It's been here for some time, obviously. It would have been needed in the 19th century when this was built to make it easier to control the flow of the water, of course. It's a little bit higher on this side than it is over here. It's a very nice little suburb. And again, the amount of reconstruction going on in Gdansk to recreate the old part of the cities is phenomenal and beautiful, and the results are extremely gratifying, extremely pleasing, we can say. Yeah, it's a really nice area. Anyway, we're heading up to this hill and we're going to show you a view of the old town, which is from this bastion. It's called the Bastion Żubra, which means bastion of the buffalo or the bison. Okay, I prefer buffalo. It's more, I don't know, crazier sounding, isn't it? Wilder sounding. And behind me, you will see elements of the skyline of the old town. You can see the town hall, the cathedral, and other prominent buildings. This is just directly behind me. We're standing on Bastion Żubra. This is one of the defensive points, strategic defensive points that were placed all along this perimeter of Gdansk. We're on the southeastern side, I would say. East is that way, it's where the sun's coming from, so south is out here. Warsaw, about 400 kilometers away. To this direction, to the east, you'll find the Vistula Lagoon, which leads out to the Baltic Sea past Kaliningrad, where the Russians have a province called Kaliningrad. It used to be part of Prussia and a part of Poland, alternately, over the last 1,000 years. We can walk along and just show you. I mean, it's kind of interesting because, well, to me it's interesting, perhaps for you too, I hope so anyway, that it's only a 10-15 minute, I say 15-minute walk, and you're out here between the branches of the Motlava River. There's one there, I should turn around and show you, and the other one is there. It's both the Motlava, but there's also a canal here. And these fingers of the river are running into the town. So you have the one that goes around, which was the old moat. That's this big one here. Then you have the river with the lock, and you have another piece of it, a piece of it there. So that's what's going on. This really is immediately out in the suburbs and not too far, which is great. So this is a good place to stay. You can come and walk around here in the fringe of this sort of intermediate between the suburbs and the city, kind of strip of countryside, if you will, or Riverside Park, perhaps, is a better way to put it. And all is well. There's a lot of construction going on along here. They're going to be putting in lights. So I guess this would be a place you can come and see the view at night when they're finished with it. A lot of construction going on in this area, I guess, to make the park nicer. You can even see a swan down here in this algae-covered pool. Don't know if you can see it. If you were to follow the Motlava all the way out from where the old town is, you saw the old town in that shot, so you have an idea of how far away we are. If you were to follow that right the way out to the Baltic Sea, you would come to Westerplatte. Westerplatte is where, effectively we can say, the invasion of Poland began in 1939 on the 1st of September and effectively began World War II. So not only is Gdansk famous for 1,000 years as a settlement, an early settlement, early town, it's also a city that grew, grew into a Hanseatic city. It's also famous as the place where World War II started. It was called Gdansk, but also Danzig by the Germans. The free city of Danzig you might read about, and you get a good idea of the history. Of course, it's flip-flopped back and forth between Poles and Germans for 1,000 years. And now it happens to be in Poland since 1945 because, you know, the Germans lost. Sometimes we forget. The Germans lost that war. They started it and they lost it. And Poland was the beneficiary of the Allied victory, as well it should have been. And so was Central Europe until, of course, the Russian takeover. Anyway, I also wanted you to see these beautiful apartments built on the canal here. All of this has been built in the last 15 years, 10 to 15 years. So all of this development is new. Oh, they're going through the lock. Let's go. Look here. They actually went through. Nice to know. They go through and go straight out and down the river. Oh, that'd be fun to do. Yeah. So remember that you can do that kind of journey when you come to Gdansk. Anyway, I'll leave you with this view for now of the canal going back to, or the river going back to the old town. And you too can come here, take a boat ride. You can go that way, or you can go that way, all the way to Westerplatte in the Baltic Sea. Sounds good, doesn't it? Eat some lunch or some supper while you're on the way. It's making me hungry. Okay, we're gonna move on now to other sites. We're gonna go to Sopot. I'm standing in the main square, I suppose you could say, in Sopot. This is the bottom of Monte Cassino, Heroes of Monte Cassino Street, named after the great Polish and Allied victory in World War II at Monte Cassino on the approach to Rome. This was largely a German town. It was called Sopot by the Germans, Sopot by the Polish. We don't really know why it's called Sopot. There's some suggestion that since it's a spa town, that this is the sound that water makes. Sopot, 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 Sopot. I don't know. The reason Kaiser Wilhelm came here in 1900 to consecrate that church was because this was a very popular place for people to congregate in the summertime in Prussia, in East Prussia as it was known then. Pomerania, as it's known throughout all this time and still today. Pomorska in Polish. Now, the other thing to remember is that Kaiser Wilhelm's place near Fromborg was not far away. He had a palace just that way in Fromborg, which was also the site of Copernicus's burial, in fact, and also a place where he studied the stars. So lots of illustrious things were going on here. The point is, when this was German, it was considered 120 years ago, in the 1890s, in this time, it was considered a highfalutin place to stay. So there's a great history here of tourism going back to the 1890s and a longer history of people living here and fishing to time immemorial. It's always been considered a rich environment for seafood, and that was, of course, sustaining the populace for many centuries. And this is Monte Cassino Street here. And it goes right up to St. George's Church. And if you come back this way, as we say goodbye, and walk by the Sheraton Hotel, you will come to the Molo, which is a pier. And it's the longest pier made of wood in all of Europe.